Hello, this is Eddie from WMR Competition Performance in Stuart, Florida. Today we're going to talk about what is a bladder kit. It's something commonly said and sometimes one might not know what is it, but here to show you. So say we can start off with what your shock looks like on a WP, KTM shock. This is your reservoir. So in the reservoir, that's where the nitrogen and oil is divided. So on most stock WP shocks, you'll find a reservoir that looks like this, and you have a piston inside. So this piston can cause a little bit of drag. It's a little hard to push. What it looks like inside is this. You can call this an air piston or a puck, but basically, again, what's going on inside the reservoir, you're dividing nitrogen from the oil. So the stock system is a piston, O-ring, that's what gets divided, but again, you have this whole seal around the outside that causes a little bit of friction. They've gotten better along the years, but still, you have some friction. When people talk about getting a bladder kit, which is very common when someone does own a Austrian bike with a WP shock, because they come stock with a piston inside the reservoir. So most do go to a bladder. So you'll hear the word bladder kit. So what that is basically is this. As you can see, it's almost like a balloon. So I would say, as you can see, it's a lot easier just to push on it than it was for me to try to push that piston on those at the cylinder walls on the reservoir. So what that equals is, for one, less friction, because you don't have a piston going up and down. It's just this balloon being squeezed by the oil when there's pressure, and the nitrogen inside, obviously it wants to expand the bladder once more. So you have less friction. You have more room for oil. When you have more room for oil, basically it acts like a cooling system. So shock stays cooler. And then the biggest thing what you will hear is how much better of a response the shock gets from when you do transfer over to a bladder kit. Because again, as you can see, it's when the rear wheel is very, very light and you have small chatter, small movement, this thing can react a whole lot easier to what the piston can react because of the differences in friction. Small enough bump or movement might not move that piston, but the slightest bit of movement will push this balloon, this bladder, and try to collapse it. But obviously the nitrogen pressure will fight it and expand. Please visit our website at WMR1.com for more information on how to make your shock better. There you can find our contact info, and then you can give us a call and we'd guide you in the right direction on what are the right modifications for you. Thank you guys for watching.